Hi, I'm K-Bomb Fashion on Instagram. I'm here today to talk about different brushes for beginners and people who are on a budget and who just don't want to spend a lot of money on makeup because let's be real, makeup gets really expensive. As I talked about in my last video, you can spend a ton of money on makeup and really not make a dent in how much you actually have. So I'm here to talk about a couple of items that I think are number one, things that you should purchase, and you don't necessarily have to buy the same brand that I have, but you should definitely get that style of brush. Understand that some of the higher quality brushes are going to be antibacterial, or they're going to be softer, or there's going to be other perks about them, but then you can decide whether or not that's worth it to you. And I totally get if it's not, because when I first started looking into makeup, I didn't care about antibacterial. Now, I feel like it gives me some extra time in between cleaning my brushes, and I feel like that's an added plus. So I was willing to buy them when they were on sale, because I keep an eye out for that sort of thing. So let's start with the first thing, the Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender is $20. It's a little pricey, I know, but I think it's completely worth it. There is a comparable Sephora blender. It's $12 rather than the $20 for the Beauty Blender, and you can work it into softness, but it takes some time. If you're fine giving that time to save $8, totally do it. I get it. I've been there before. In fact, my mini Beauty Blenders are actually Sephora brand. I had an unfortunate purchase the other month on Amazon. I bought some beauty blenders that were not that great. It was $6 for 4 of them. I should have known there was something up there. However, when I used them, they were stiff and they just didn't break in and they were worthless, and I ended up returning them because they were just such an awful product. So I would recommend, at the very least, if you get a blender, make sure to try it for a little while, and if you don't like it, return it. Don't keep it. Don't put yourself through that because you deserve so much more. The next item we're going to discuss has to do with eyeshadow. It's really important to have a couple of brushes in your arsenal. For eyeshadow, I recommend 3 different types of brushes. The first brush is a fluffy brush. It has a fluffy tip. It's good for blending different colors in and applying just that base coat. I use it for starting and finishing all of my eyeshadow. The second brush is a slightly less fluffy brush, and this I use as a blending brush. This particular one I got off of Ipsy. I can't read what it is anymore, but I know it was a unicorn edition. It has a little bit stiffer bristles, and those bristles allow for the brush to actually blend the colors without brushing them away like the fluffy brush does. The third brush that I would recommend is a even less fluffy brush, and this one is much smaller. This you can pat the color on to the actual eye, and then you're able to blend it with your blending brush. The patting motion allows you to put down highly pigmented color. It allows you to be precise, and it makes sure that you don't get all of the fallout everywhere on your cheeks or on the side of your eyes. It allows you to be more precise. So these 3 brushes are amazing for eyes, and I think they're absolutely necessary. If you're going basic, get these 3 because they will get you very far and you'll get a ton of looks. The next brushes I'm going to recommend are ones that depends on what you use them for. So the first one I have is an angled brush that I use for my eyeliner if I'm doing a cat eye. So if I want to do a wing and I'm using a gel pot eyeliner, I need to actually use the angled brush. Otherwise, I don't know how I would apply it. So this allows you to have a really precise line, and you can start off thick and turn it to get a much thinner look. The next brush is for eyebrows because I use gel pot. And the gel pot requires you to be very precise in how you move the brush. So again, I'm going to use an angled brush. And this angled brush is going to allow me to do all of the precise movements that I need. And that would be making a nice tail, making sure that I taper in between the middle of my brow and the end of my brow. And I would recommend, if you're using gel pot anything, make sure that you're getting an angled brush. because that angled brush is going to make your life so much easier rather than trying to use one of the other brushes or some of the stiffer bristled ones. The next brush I'm going to show you, everyone should have in their arsenal. You probably have it in there already in your makeup bag. Maybe you have 50 of them. I don't know. But it's the super fluffy brush. And this brush, you can very gently apply your blush. This gives the lightest touch, and I'm using a Sephora antibacterial one. And it's just, the bristles are so soft and it's so wonderful, and it just gets the lightest blush across my cheeks. I'm sure a lot of you have gotten angled brushes. They usually come in kits. This angled brush is wonderful for going along your cheek because you don't have to bend the brush. With the angled brush, I have a lot more precision in getting the bronzer and the contouring onto my face. Another thing you should have, and this isn't a brush, but it's super important, is an eyelash curler. And if you don't have an eyelash curler or a good one, I would recommend picking up one. You can get one with comfy grips or anything like that. Some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are a little bit smaller depending on your eyelashes. You do need to clean them just like you would any other brush. And the way you use them is by working from the root, don't get the skin, and then work your way out, and then your eyelashes will curl up and they'll look fuller and they'll look better, and then you apply your mascara and they look wonderful. And then you can add falsies if you want after that. But it just completes the look. It makes everything a little bit better. I think it's absolutely essential for somebody to have the next brush. And mine comes in a two-parter, so you can take a look at it. I think both of them are super important. That would be the brow brush. The brow brush has the little comb and has the brush, and you can use this to brush your brows into place, and that's wonderful. It works great. I used this for a long time. I can use this top part here, the comby plastic part, to comb out any clumps in my mascara at the bottom or even at the top. I find that it helps my eyelashes separate more, and then they look better, and they don't give me that look like I just threw on makeup, cheap makeup, I don't care about my eyelashes, why did I put time into this sort of thing, which is a big issue for me. The other part of my brush is just a little comb brush, and a lot of eye products come with this on the end. So I know I have a Benefit eye pencil that has one of these on one end and then has the eye pencil on the other end, and it's just a great combination. And once you're done with the pencil, keep the brush in case you don't have another brush. This just happened to come in a kit that I had, so I keep this one around. Bonus round! I'm going to show you one of my favorite brushes that I think everyone should have that isn't necessary for you to have, but I find that it's so versatile and it's super, super useful. And I just happened to get mine on a whim in an Ipsy bag. This brush is a tapered highlighter brush. This particular one is by Luxie. It's the 522. I think that it's absolutely wonderful. It's soft. It allows for you to apply and build. I've used it for blush. I've used it for bronzer. I've used it for highlighter. I've used it for setting powder. It's a lot of press and roll. It allows you to press and roll much more easily than any of the other brushes that I have. And this one is just so luxurious and I enjoy it so much. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, for having me in your home. I really appreciate it. If you liked this, please comment below. Tell me what you thought. If you didn't like it, comment below. Tell me what I can improve. Click the like button and subscribe to my channel, because who knows when I'll be putting up another video. You know, life gets in the way. But I want to make sure you don't miss out on any beauty tips. See you guys later. Bye.